The world today moves in 6-second sound bites, headlines, Instagram titles, things that get buzz on SEO. But stop, pause for 1 second. What if there was a deeper level of wisdom available to you if you were willing to be patient, to really dive into learning? I want to share with you a few thoughts around this idea that there's really something special available to you as a Jew, a field of knowledge that is so high and so deep that it could only be here by divine will. That it's so amazing, it had to be created by God because no human could possibly invent such a thing. So this is a category of knowledge where we see that the Torah describes the spiritual structure of the universe. It's a very deep point, but it's based in the fact that before the reality in which we were living was created, God looked into the Torah and then he created the world. As such, the world as we know it flows, moves, conforms to a certain spiritual structure. So where do we see this? We see this, for example, in the fact that the first word of the Torah is Bereshit, in the beginning. Now the first letter of Bereshit is a bet. Now the bet is shaped like a house, but it has 3 walls. This indicates to us that we don't really know, we can't really see what came before. But we can see and experience what comes after. That's the present reality in which we are hurtling forward. Now, the bet itself has one line that points up and one point that points back. So, just to break this down a little bit, when you look at what that means, that there's this one point pointing up and one pointing back, the bet has 2 points, one pointing upward and one protruding from behind. We ask the world, who created you? And it points up to say, the one above created me. We ask, what is his name? And it points to the preceding letter Aleph, indicating that God, master of the world, created this existence. So now that we've just established that, when we look here, points up, God created the world, and it points back, the Aleph. The Aleph, one of the names of God, Adonai, starts with an Aleph. So you can see that all of this truth, this spiritual structure of reality, is contained in this one letter. And there's a reason, an intentionality, let's say, why this one letter starts the entire Torah, which is a description of reality. If you'll bear with me, it gets even better. You see, Bereshit means in the beginning. Bereshit is made up of 2 words. Bara, sheet. He created 6. We know also that God created the world in 6 days. So you're already seeing from this singular point that describes the beginning of creation, the letter itself, the word itself, is already telling a story. And it's of course no accident that Torah knowledge ripples outwards, so that the beginning of the Torah, that first point, the bet, explains everything. The first word explains everything. And Genesis, the first book, explains everything, meaning it presents to us, describes the entire spiritual structure of reality. The letters themselves of the Torah are like vessels that contain, that describe the DNA of reality. When Adam in the Garden of Eden was told to name all the animals, he was able to do so because he was able to see their essence. So the combination of letters that he put to the essence of those animals to give them their names describes their essence. So too with everything in the Torah. The letters themselves describe the essence of reality. And that's part of the reason why living in exile, in Galut, in America, speaking English, or whatever other language we're speaking, divorces us to some degree from understanding reality, because it's only by understanding Lashon HaKodesh, the Holy Tongue, that we can really gain access to and understand the deeper truths of reality, the only truth of reality, which is described in the Torah. This is a category of wisdom that we have to be willing to go beyond 6-second sound bites to access. But we're told that the Torah is a tree of life to those who hold fast to it, and all its supporters are happy. If you look around, the world seems to have progressed technologically. Yet so many people who have achieved material progress are hungry for something more. It's a wake-up call for us, an invitation to go deeper in our learning, beyond scrolling and 6-second sound bites and easy knowledge, and to be willing to investigate the Torah. It requires a certain humility also. It requires that we assume, accept, understand that there's a level of knowledge above that which could be delivered at even our finest secular universities. But the reward for learning Torah is reward in this life and in the world to come.